Hi everyone, I'm Kerstin and I'm excited to host Card Shop at Argenta. I can't believe it's already September. Fall's right around the corner and I thought I would bring back some of the specialty cards we made a few months ago. The first card is an all-time favorite of mine, the Slimline Card. This time I made this card portrait mode. We'll also be working on an Easel Card, a Gatefold Card, and a regular A2 card to show gratitude to our school teachers. Okay, let's get started. The first card we are working with today is the Slimline Card. This one I made portrait mode. And let me show you how I did this card. I took my brown cardstock and just simply folded it in half. And the measurements are 8.5 by 7 inches. And next I triple layered my card using brown cardstock, white cardstock, and pattern paper. You can use any type of glue to your preference. Next, I used a piece of pattern paper and just simply kind of laid it in the middle of the pattern paper. Then I used my daisies. I put one daisy on top with dimensionals, the other daisy on the bottom with dimensionals, and then I adhere my sentiment in the middle of my card. And this one says, "The moments in my life happen with you." And that is simply our Slimline Card. Okay. My second card is another favorite of mine, and it is the Easel Card. My base card measures 4.5 by 5.5 inches. And for this card, you will need your scoring mat and your scoring tool. Score the base card at 2 1/8 right here. And I already scored mine, so to make it a little bit, I hope you can see the crease right there. Next, what you will do is set your base card aside and start decorating the front of your card. I chose a design to honor our teachers for this card. The first one is just a plain piece of cardstock, white cardstock, with pattern paper, and I use some glue to just adhere this pattern paper to my white cardstock. Next, I'm using one of my little apple cutouts and adhere this just very simply off to your left. And then I choose my red apple, and I'm using a dimensional to put it behind the apple. And this one goes just slightly off to the right, overlapping the other one just a little bit. And then I'm using my sentiment, also using a dimensional or riser, either or, and adhere this one to the top of my card. And this one says, "To an A+ teacher." I thought that would be pretty neat. Also set this one aside. Next, take the inside part of your card. And this is also a white piece of cardstock. And you also have a piece of pattern paper. Adhere this pattern paper with glue to your white cardstock, about 3/4 to the bottom of your cardstock. Next, take this piece of paper and adhere this to the inside of your Easel Card. Very simple. Next, use your finished piece you have just created with the apples. And this apple doesn't want to really stick, but we're going to make it. We are going to be halfway, the bottom half of your cardstock, adhere some glue. And adhere that to the very bottom of your flap. Now, we still need to create the easel. It's not completely finished yet. And to be able to create it, we are going to use another piece of sentiment and a dimensional. Take the dimensional and add it just simply to the bottom part of your pattern paper. And there is your easel card. With my next card, I'm bringing back the Gatefold card I introduced back in March. My base card measures 5.5 by 8.5. Using your mat and your scoring tool, score your base card at 2 1/8 and again at 6 3/4. And I have done this already, so I'm hoping that you can see this well enough. There's this one score line right here, which that is the 2 1/8, and this one is the 6 3/4 score line. So it should look like this, your base card. Decorate each side with dark blue cardstock, which I'm going to do with my glue. You start out with dark blue, each side. Next, use your white cardstock. And again, each side needs a piece of dark blue and white cardstock. And a piece of pattern paper. And all this is also in your card kits. So basically what you're doing is you're triple layering your each side. Next, you have this small daisy with a leaf. And I used a dimensional. And I put one daisy on one side and the other daisy on the other side. Just like here, just a little bit adhere to the bottom of it. Next comes your sentiment. And I like to point something out. This one says just smile. And my dimensional is off to the left, because you don't want your dimensional in the middle and you don't want your dimensional to the right, because you want to be able to open up your Gatefold card. And I hope you guys remembered this from last time. So I'm adhering this just about at the middle of my card. And when you open it, it will not interfere with opening and closing your card. In order to keep your card nice and snug, also use either your library card, or this one is called a bone folder, and crease your lines, which makes your card stay nice and closed. My last card is another teacher's card. Teachers deserve all our gratitude, and this card is as easy as it gets. My base card is a regular A2 4.5 by 5.5 card, piece of cardstock, and all I used was simply pattern paper, which I used glued to the front of my base card. And as you see, it's the same size than my base card, so it measures 4.25 by 5.5. Next, you have in your card kit this cute little notepad pattern paper, and all I did was just kind of set this into the middle. Then you have again 2 apples, which I adhered my apple with dimensionals. And it really doesn't matter which way you are going to adhere your apple, whether you're going to go ahead and use the red one first or the green one first. It really doesn't matter. I just kind of placed it right on top of my pattern paper. One off to the right or to the left and one or to the right. And then I used just simply my sentiment, which says, "You make me smile." And that is your finished card. I hope you enjoyed the trip through memory lane with the card bases. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you'll follow and subscribe to all of our social media, and I hope to see you next month. Have a great day.